This is Jackie Helvey, and I'm here with Mike Benson. Hey, Mike.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, and we're at Crook's Corner where you have an art exhibit going on. And you know, I've watched your photography and I've watched your graphic design for years. You are so fabulously talented. You really are. I mean, have you ever done that for a living, graphic design, or?
Yes, actually.
Yeah?
I went to Savannah College of Art and Design. I graduated in '93. And my first job out of art school was at Adam and Eve in Hillsborough.
Yeah.
I was the graphic designer. And
wow.
I made catalogs and I learned a lot. I learned about deadlines and Quark Express and Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop.
Wow, I didn't know that.
In a very tight, you wouldn't believe it, but in the adult industry, it's a very tight-paced environment.
Right.
And in doing that, I went to Ventana Press. So I went from the adult film industry catalogs to computer books, and then I did their covers and their books and their designs. And then I moved to Washington, D.C. Well, I lived in Southeast Asia for 8 months, working for USAID. And
what's that?
USAID. It's the government arm of putting money into foreign governments doing business in Southeast Asia.
Interesting.
There was some other side stuff that was going on, and UPI and other things. Now would be a good time to have a sip of beer. And then I came back.
Yeah.
And I was in Vietnam and Bangkok and Cambodia. And
I had no idea. Now, is that where you met Perry Young? I know that you were.
So I met Perry here in Chapel Hill.
Oh, okay.
At the Dead Mule.
Oh.
And we became fast friends.
Yeah.
His book Two of the Missing is a fantastic read. And sadly, I miss Perry.
I miss Perry too.
He's truly someone who was across the spectrum as far as an incredible writer, a very close friend,
just a sweet guy,
a pillar of the gay community, and rights of homosexuality and LGBTQ, and would come to, when I owned Southern Rail, would come over there. And one time he had me do this event for his birthday, and because he was a Vietnam vet who served in combat with distinction as a journalist, Perry said, I want to do this event with music and a band, and I want the sound of helicopters flying through the room and scaring the hell out of people. And and then the band would play. And he goes, because that's what it was like when I was in Vietnam with my roommates Tim Page and Sean Flynn, Errol Flynn's son.
Right.
And he was like, I want this feeling of like really beautiful music and everything else, and then moments of terror. And what is this? And then really beautiful music. And so I recorded Huey helicopters doing passes from YouTube videos. And I would have them occasionally go through the room, and I went to Surplus Sids, and I got combat vests and helmets and dressed people up. And
oh, how cool!
Perry just he
must have been thrilled.
He was thrilled. He was like, this is exactly what I wanted.
Well, you know, I had no idea about that your background. I've just known you from being a restaurateur.
Oh yeah, and I did 10 years with Rolling Stone.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and XM Satellite Radio, Iceland Air France,
holy cow.
British Airways.
How old are you?
Washington Post, New York Times.
Dang.
UPI, WHFS, the Indy here in North Carolina.
Right.
I did 6 different covers for the Indy, the Independent, and then the Indy. So.
Well, that's pretty amazing. And all this time, I just thought you ran restaurants.
And that too,
yeah.
You know, and motorcycles and surfboards, and I just bought a pontoon boat. So
fun.
You can add pontoon boat captain to my resume now.
Well, I want to talk to you just briefly. Besides encouraging people to come up here to Crook's Corner and see your fabulous photography. No wonder you've got such a great collection. You've been everywhere.
And which I would love to give a shout out to Gail from Crooks, because Gail really put this together, and having an art show at Crooks has been on my bucket list. As born and raised in Chapel Hill, went to Chapel High School.
Right.
Crooks has been, there's many galleries and many places you could show. Crooks has always been on my list of the place I've wanted to show my work. I mean, so many great people. John Rosenthal has had shows here.
Right.
Stern has had shows here. It's been an honor to have my work on the walls here.
That's
it's fantastic.
Great. Now I want to talk to you about your new venture right up the road here.
Franklin Motors.
Yeah.
We're doing a beer garden.
Yeah.
It's the old Franklin Motors car lot, which has been there for 80 years. Linda Williams owns it with her husband, Larry.
My daughter got her first car there.
Yeah, many people did. In high school, I got a car from the lot.
Yeah.
And so we kept the name.
I think that's so cool that
you're keeping the name. We put a roof deck on the building and a porch, and we're landscaping it. And
it's really looking good.
Yeah, we bought a food truck. We started interviewing food trucks, and then we just decided it was better that we would just own something so it never left. And so we own a food truck, and we've landscaped the property.
What a great idea.
And then COVID happened, and while we're doing the build out, which has been a terrible thing, but it also ended up, for us, being all outdoors has been a kind of a blessing as a restaurant concept. So it's a very double-edged sword what's happening, but.
So now what kind of food will you be offering there?
Beer garden food. Everything from bratwursts and brunch food and chicken sliders and deviled eggs and nachos. And we have a chef who's from Austin, Texas, John Smith, and he's terrific. And he's one of these guys you can throw anything at him and he'll make it. So we'll kind of flesh out the menu as we get going.
See what people want.
Right out of the gate, I've just been adamant about bratwurst because we're a beer garden. I'm like, if I had my dithers, it would be bratwurst and brunch all the time. But I don't have that. I constantly being told that we have to have more things on the menu.
Right. So now, if people want to find you and want to hire you, are you still doing graphic design? Is that an option, or is that?
It would depend.
Do you do it just for fun?
Just for fun, mainly.
Yeah.
In art, I mean, it's saved me thousands of dollars of seeing a therapist. I love painting, drawing, working on the computer.
You're just a Renaissance man. There's no way around it.
Drinking beer, because you can do that when you're painting. It's the Hemingway method.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Mike. It's been great catching up with you. And
thank you, Jackie.
Can't wait for your new place to open, and onward and upward.
Awesome, thank you, and everybody be safe, and we're going to get through this whole thing together. It'll all be good. It's
near the end.
It is. The light is there. Everyone's getting vaccinated, and it's going to be a good thing.
Yep.
Be safe and have fun.
Yep. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.